we have to let Rusty tell the story at some point. Claire and I got to listen to it, and it's amazing. Potential meeting places. You've got Grange halls. That's a given. Churches, schools, government offices, other organizations, restaurants. And I'll tell you, just the last 9 months that I've worked, we don't have a ton of Grange halls in North Carolina. They're still in decent condition. So a lot of people meet at churches and schools. Churches, I found out, you have to be very careful with. And I live in the South, a lot of Southern Baptists. I'm a Southern Baptist myself. But you got to be careful when you go into their churches. Twin City that we started in February, they are meeting. We had a guy come to the informational meeting. He was like, well, we can use my church. I'm a pastor to meet at. You know. I'm like, great, that's fantastic. So we get there. They wanted to have a bingo night. Oh no. I sent out 75 cards that saying, come, we're having bingo. And I get a preacher on the phone that says, yeah, we don't do bingo. You can't do any kind of gambling in our church. We could not talk about doing fundraisers in the church if it wasn't money for the church. You gotta be careful. That might not be an issue up in New Jersey, but in North Carolina, people are very territorial about their, they're very closed-minded and think, okay, they can't say this group's using it, let them figure out what they need to do, we'll just provide them a building to use. People get very territorial over that building. Schools, we've got a Grange that meets in a cafeteria of an elementary school. Now they're a Grange that it's up in Beach Mountain, very small community, and the school is looking to close in the next few months. People are they're not sending their kids there because the school has been talking about closing for a long time. So this Grange is trying to keep the school. That's one of their main influences. And they meet there and it's great. Other organizations, you've got Elks Lodges, Rotary Clubs, YMCAs. I worked at a YMCA, we had meeting rooms. You can come use our meeting room, it didn't cost anything. Restaurants, people use restaurants all the time. You close off those rooms, you can rent them, a lot of times you get them for free, just go out to dinner, have dinner there. It's not a big deal. Have a fun activity. I had a youth Grange meeting, we were talking about youth. We met at Logan's Roadhouse Steakhouse, and at the end of the meeting, those kids looked at me and go, we don't really do anything productive, we just had dinner. And it was good, because they wanted to do something productive, but I told them, I was like, it has to be fun sometimes. You have to just go out and enjoy each other's company sometimes. It's okay. So how to organize and reorganize. Implement. It's your first thing. You got to know what you want to do. Implement the process. Select a team leader or organizer of your teams. Now in this case, it was myself and the woman who left one Grange and wanted to start her own. So she was a team leader. She actually became the president of that Grange. Meet with the community leaders. Like I said, your hairdressers, your police officers, your local people that just kind of know everybody. Who's the gossip queen in your town? You know everybody, right? Suggestions and information. How do you think a Grange can help? Like we talked about earlier, what are the problems? How can you fix them? What do people need? You got to listen to them. All these things tie in together. Identification of potential members. Like we're going to go out today to all these businesses. Find out what their needs are. They're your potential members. Anybody who is not a member is a potential member. You can't exclude people because they're black. You can't exclude people because they are 24.
Baptist.
Baptist. I tell you a funny story. The Grange that the gas station lady didn't know anything about. I was going there because they were having a kids' day. So I'm going to talk to all these kids about the junior program. And this little girl, we were making a craft to give to the hospice center. And this little girl was talking to one of the older teenage guys that was helping us run today. And he asked her, he said, don't you want to become a member? Isn't this fun? Aren't we having a good time? And she looks at him straight face and goes, I'm a Methodist, I can't join. I mean, she had to be like 6 years old. It was the cutest thing ever. But she already had that image in her head that she's Methodist. She thought we were like a, Lutheran or, a different denomination. And that's not what we are, So you have to, make sure you explain that you're all a potential member, that you don't leave anybody out. Observe and listen. We just talked about this. We talked about it last night. Make sure you listen. I read the Hunterdon Democrat, right? I was reading that in the Thursday before I flew out. Talking to your local business owners like we're going to do today. Find out what their needs are. Talk with for your Grange. Now, I've got something to say about the local newspaper. As I was reading it, I was making notes about it, kind of looking to see what was going on in the community, and the website's not the best, I'll tell you that. But I was looking. This page right here, this is probably the easiest, simplest page I've ever seen for submitting news. Very good. It has your engagement form, your wedding form, your typical announcements. And then it has submit news form. You can write your own article, submit it to their paper. You can do that in any paper. People forget. Publicize what you're doing. So you gotta make sure, like for this meetings we're having in this area coming up, write about it. Put it in your newspaper. I read the newspaper, I read it online. But you have to put yourself out there and make that part of the plan. Say, okay, we gotta advertise this, we gotta put this into action. Like I said, talk with community leaders. That doesn't necessarily mean your politicians. And implement, set your date. We've got dates for these 2 meetings. Thanks to the people in New Jersey that are willing to help. Advertise it, put it in the paper. Now, also with this, I printed out, there's a whole section in the Huntington Review of community organizations. This was not it. In North Carolina, we have about 40-something Granges at this point. I'm not really sure the exact count right now. When I first started, I Googled North Carolina Grange. Obviously, the state website comes up. But what comes up after that? We're talking about hits on the internet for YouTube and for the national site. I have one town website that has Grange listed. And that is the one Grange that absolutely doesn't do anything. And I want to think that's such a disservice to that Grange to have them on there and that they don't do anything. So this is something, if these Granges get rolling in these areas, you've got to get it out there. You put it on that website, start writing articles, make yourself known in the community. And then you got to hold organizational meeting. You've got to actually put this into plan, put this into action. Get the people together, say, okay, we're meeting this night, this time, we're going to talk about these things. And then you can't just have that single step. You got to have the next meeting already planned. Because when they show up at that first one, you got to already have them hooked for the next one. Yes? Any questions? Suggested format of the meeting. You don't want to bore them. Okay? Don't talk. I know I talk a lot, sorry. You gotta welcome them. Say thank you so much for coming. We're so glad they're there. You gotta salute the flag, that's part of the Grange meeting. And you want to explain the Grange to them. A lot of people don't know what this is, don't have a clue. They're not lucky they came and they don't know what they're getting into. Question and answers. They're gonna have questions. How many times do you have, well, what do you do? You're gonna have that question. And then, just like we talked about earlier, you have to invite them to join. If you don't invite them, they don't know they can. Then break, and then see if you get them to sign up. You want them to sign up. Now you've got 2 things that happen when you get people to sign up. You can either have less, or you're going to have more. If you have less than 13 signing up, that's okay. Like that quote said, you can never give up. Anything's possible. Go ahead. You already have that next meeting set. It needs to be pretty close to when that meeting is. You don't want it to get out of their heads and say, oh, well, that didn't work out, we're going to go on. It's got to be close to that. So give them 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. Say, okay, we're going to get back together, we're going to, everybody, invite everyone that you think would be interested in the Grange. Everyone you know. Get them to come. We're going to have cookies and juice. It's going to be great. It'll be fun. Bring the whole family. It's something for the whole family to do in the evening, Don't sit around and watch the TV after dinner. Come out here. Give them materials and encouragement to say, get these cards to your friends. Just like we're going to do today with these cards. Get them to come. You want them to come. And you have to wrap up in positive fashion. You have to say, we are so glad that you guys are interested, not, wow, we didn't have enough, but thanks for coming. Say, no. We want you guys. We want you here. We want you to bring your friends, bring your family members, bring your mom, bring your dad, your kids, everybody. And repeat the activities until the next meeting. You got to go back, plan for your next meeting, do the same steps. And persevere. That's one of our key things in the Grange, is persevering.